Hello. Now, what do you think when giant monsters, tornadoes, earthquakes, and fires attack a city? Probably, let's get the hell out of here. But when it comes to video gaming, you'd be more right with SimCity. Because that is the game that I'm going to discuss. Not any of the conversions, but the Commodore 64 original. RetroKork. SimCity is, well, it's one of the best known games, I believe. Though many people hold the second incarnation of the game, SimCity 2000, in highest regards. But in case you're completely unaware, SimCity is a city management and development simulation game in which you portray the mayor of a newfounded city, newfounded at the turn of the 20th century, and you have to basically turn it into a functioning, hopefully self-sufficient metropolis with industrial buildings, shopping districts, and housing for everyone. Oh, and electricity and water as well, and, well, everything you need to achieve a high standard of living. Now, unlike the later conversions, this game uses only very few sprites and mostly relies on a modified set of Petsky, the Commodore 64 character set characters. This is also silent a game, which is why I've piped in more modern music. Now, I assume that these drawbacks come from the fact that this game is basically a modification of the editor, the world editor, that Will Wright used for the game Raid on Bungling Bay, which he actually created just before he started the SimCity project. The game, by the way, was already completed in 1986, but he had to wait until 1989 to be released, along with the conversions that took a lot more time and stuff to play to the other system's capabilities and strengths. Now, gameplay is like you remember it from the old days. You assign zones for certain purposes. You do this specifically for residential, industrial, and business. You plop down roads, place a power plant, and some power lines, and hook everything up to your new power grid, and then basically wait for your Sims to move in. Now, if making your own city from scratch bores you, the game comes with a few scenarios, including a scenario in which Godzilla wrecks Tokyo in the 60s. There's the bomb raid scenario in Hamburg during World War II, and you need to put out fires there in Hamburg. There's Dalesville at the turn of the century, which you need to turn from a boring little town into a booming metropolis. There's Detroit after the motor industry closed down a lot of factories. A fictional tornado blasting through Boston in fictional 2010. The Great Earthquake and the effect on San Francisco. A clogged up burn or ban in Switzerland that waits for innovations regarding traffic flows, and a future Rio de Janeiro that needs you to rebalance the city. Sounds like a lot of work, and their game is filled up to the brim with potential for you and your Sim citizens. Now, given that the presentation is not really up to par, if you ask me, I would probably suggest you go for a conversion for a different system. Maybe the MS-DOS version might be up to your liking, or maybe you would rather go for SimCity 2000, which is available on GOG.com, as it has a much nicer presentation and offers a much better look at the city, and the game expands on the ideas of SimCity with, for example, a better public mass transit system. And in 2 weeks, well, I think I'll be talking about an RPG again. I mean, maybe one that is similar to The Bard's Tale, but on the Commodore 64 only. I mean, I will discuss the game on the Commodore 64 only. How about Electronic Arts' The Standing Stones?